Before I got my hands on Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, I was pretty turned off by the series. Being someone who loves a lot of the games made by both Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo, I'm pretty shocked myself that it's taking me this long to get into these. Back when I was younger, I had my first experience playing Ninja Gaiden Sigma on PS3. I saw the ninjas, I saw the action, and I was hyped to see what it was all about. Little did I know I'd be turning that shit off real quick cause I had no idea what I was doing. From there on, I just turned a blind eye to most of those games because I assumed that they would always be tough. Well, all of them except this one, but that's a little different, because I'll always love me some Ninja Gaiden Z. Anyway, today we gotta talk about Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, the game that pulled me back into the series. So there's not too much new to say about things if you've already played the original Ninja Gaiden 2 or Sigma 2. This is a remaster that takes elements from both of those games, wraps them together with some upgraded graphics, and a few balance changes. And you might ask why you would buy this for $60 when the collection is available for $40 and has all 3 games. Well, from what I'm seeing, this version has a few changes from Sigma 2, including the number of enemies that spawn on screen. It brings back the gore and it feels more like the original Xbox version that fans loved. Plus, this is Team Ninja's first chance to show off what this series looks like using Unreal Engine 5. But outside of all that, it's still the same game that you loved for almost 2 decades now. Well, at least for the most part. We still follow Ryu's battle against enemy ninjas, cyborgs, and demons in a mission to avenge his clan. Every stage feels different, traveling all around the world to New York, Italy, Japan, and more. Even if some of the plot points did go in one ear and out the other, you can't say this isn't cool. Going through an underwater cavern, fighting these ghost fish, and shooting missiles at a water dragon. Jumping into volcanoes to fight half-robotic demons. Not to mention being thrown into a coliseum to slice werewolves with a massive scythe. Now I clearly see why y'all were fucking with this one heavy. Some levels even let us play as some female ninja and their movesets feel pretty unique from Ryu. It's a fun break in between, and overall, who doesn't love to play as a femme fatale badass? Now personally, I can't say 100% if this is on the same level of difficulty as the original or Sigma. From what I've read, apparently a lot of the difficulty in the older games could have come from them fighting the camera. Now I didn't notice a ton of camera issues, so I can't say it's a big issue here. But honestly, I think that things are pretty fair. There's a lot of save points and chances to pick up some healing items. There were times I had to choose between stocking up on items or leveling up some weapons. But for a majority of the game, I would just use the sword anyway, especially once I fully upgraded it. Granted, I wasn't playing on the hardest difficulty imaginable, but I never felt like things were unfair or just way too hard. They'll throw a bunch of enemies at you and have you getting shot up with fireballs at the same time. But between the Ninpo abilities and all the weapons, it was fun to test stuff out. Every weapon has its own combo strings and comes in handy depending on the situation. But regardless of whatever weapon you choose, it's always great to hit dudes with the primary loaded! Out of everything here, there's still one single thing I just can't get enough of no matter how many times it happens. You might think it has to do with fighting demons and seeing the incredible finishers. And while that's cool, it's not quite my favorite thing. You might also think that it's the cutscenes that are enhanced using Unreal Engine 5. That's also great, but still not quite what I mean. It's something really minor, but I just love those backflips you do when you get to a narrow opening. They can make a game where you need to do this every 2 minutes, and I don't think I'd get tired of it. I legit went back and watched the Ninja Gaiden 4 trailer after finishing Black 2, and seeing this part legit had me hype. As much as I loved my time with Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, I still gotta wonder who this version of the game is made for. Personally, I'm fine with it because it's my very first time playing the series all the way through. But for someone who's a longtime fan that's played the original and Sigma, what more does this have to offer? If I'm being honest, it doesn't look like it's too much outside of the better graphics and balance changes. Actually, some people pointed out that this may be worse than the other versions in some ways. Compared to Sigma, there's certain boss fights that just don't exist here. For example, fighting this statue in one of the very first few stages. And on top of that, there's a few more changes that I'll put up on screen now for you to see. And I gotta say, it's a little weird that they wouldn't push this to be the 100% definitive edition, but hey, it just is what it is. If you're someone who has never played these games and you just want to experience them for the first time, you could always just pick up the Master collection for $40. And that way you'll get Sigma 1 and 2 plus Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge. All three of those games will still be less than Black 2 by itself. So do what you will with that info, but I'll probably be getting that collection and trying out the rest of the series for myself. If you've played these games before, let me know what you think about Sigma 1 and 2 and whether or not you recommend them. Also, let me know if you think Black 2 is a great remaster or not. It's cool to get a taste of what they can do with Unreal Engine 5, and I can't wait until 4 drops. Also, thank you to Koei Tecmo for a review code so I could get this video out to you guys just a little bit sooner. Subscribe for more videos just like this one, and I'll see you all in the next one.